So, Anthony, we were at the Virgin Hotel the other day. Now we're in downtown Las Vegas, and I can't tell you how exciting it is to be downtown.
Tell them the truth. This is green screen.
All right, it is. I'm actually in a secret plant in North Korea. But whatever, I'm going to pretend we're in downtown Las Vegas.
I'm Anthony. Welcome to No Vacancy Live. That's my friend Glenn.
You're watching the #1 show in hospitality. Hey, everybody. Glenn Hausman here with the one, the incredible Anthony McGuire. Anthony, how cool is this? We're coming at you live today from Binion's, the Whiskey Liquor Up Bar overlooking Fremont Street District.
You know, as a person that loves history and a person that loves cities with history, it all starts here. Yep. Right. So if you think of Vegas and like Resorts World is opening soon and all these big hotels, all these mega billion-dollar hotels, and people come from all over the world and they're looking at Vegas. But if you really want to feel, taste, and smell real Vegas, we're sitting literally in the epicenter of Vegas.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this place. It is so different than the Strip experience. Downtown, everything's closer, everything's more intimate. And I got to tell you, Anthony, what I like about it is it feels more laid back and comfortable. You know, if you want to do the Strip thing, that's awesome. But down here, I like to come down here, kick it, relax, and have cheap beers.
So two things. One, where are we exactly? And two, and that don't mean just the bar, but where exactly we are, and give people a little bit of history of that. And what was it like being here last night? All right.
So last night was absolutely incredible. And I think when we bring in our guests, I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But we are at Binion's right now, right over there, right behind you, Anthony, is Circa, the newest hotel downtown, which we'll talk a little bit about at some point, I'm sure. But more importantly, we're going to also have the VP of marketing with Golden Nugget. That is right behind me. I'm super excited. One of my favorite hotels downtown with a rich history. But Anthony, what I love is that this is like the original Las Vegas that's right behind us, right? And when all the major mega resorts, starting with Mirage, came into fashion in the at the beginning of the 90s. Yes, I know Mirage opened in '89. When all that stuff really came
because people were checking that.
Right.
Because everybody listening knows that.
I hate being factually incorrect, Anthony. And, you know, a lot of the epicenter moved there. So downtown was kind of a little bit, you know, not having its heyday. Things start to fall apart, and then they start to figure out how could we bring this back. And one of the coolest things that I thought was they were going to build a actual size replica of the Starship Enterprise back when Star Trek was really huge. That wound up going through a lot of plans, going over to the Las Vegas Hilton for a concept that lasted there for a while. But so they were trying to figure out what to do, and they came, I think, on an incredible idea, Anthony, and that is where we come to Mr. Paul McGuire, Chief Marketing Officer, Fremont Street Experience. Hello, sir.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and just so you guys know that are watching at home, we're all sitting, you know, around a circular bar. And this bar here at Binion's actually rotates, just not now because we want you guys to see these incredible views. But Paul, you're with the Fremont Street Experience. The reason why I teed it up in the way that I did is I really think that it created a unifying power for all of downtown to kind of come together and say, hey, we are a force to be reckoned with. How do you see Fremont Street Experience?
You know, you're absolutely, you nailed it. Back in the day, it was a case where this was the original Las Vegas Strip. This is where all the activity took place.
Yep.
Elvis would hang out down here. The Rat Pack would hang out down here. And over time, what we know as the Strip today became really the new cool kid in the block, so to speak. And so downtown properties are struggling business-wise, and they just came up with a lot of interesting concepts as to how can we make ourselves continually relevant. One was Star Trek, which was really interesting.
Right? Yeah. I'm happy I remembered that one. That was if you guys go look this up on the internet and take a look at what this thing would have looked like, a massive starship on the ground.
Absolutely, and that would have been fun for sure. But the other one was it was supposed to be a big gondola ride. You know, what we know with the Venetian today is something that was a consideration back in the day. But ultimately, they landed on the Viva Vision screen. We call it Viva Vision. It's the largest single digital display in the world. It's about 5 football fields in length.
Wow.
Crazy, crazy time.
Can I move this, Glenn?
Yeah, you can move it. Yeah, show the screen if you want. If you need to unplug it, that's fine. We have plenty of juice. Yeah. All right, so Anthony's going to show us a little bit. And what's really cool is I thought the screen was great, but this is the first time I've been here since you put in a brand new screen in 2019, and it is so colorful, so vivid, so clear. Or maybe, Paul, it was just some of the booze I was drinking last night.
That's something we hear quite frequently.
Right. Look at that. Look at that, Anthony. Great shot. That is so cool.
It is amazing. And this is actually during the day. So obviously light shines through during the day, but if you really want to experience it, the nighttime is where it's at. We unveiled this New Year's Eve 2019 going into 2020.
Right.
It was a $32 million upgrade, and it was absolutely stunning. It allows us to go 24/7, both day as well as night. We have mind-blowing 3D motion-oriented graphics, which is just sensory and visual overload. We have what we call Viva Vision shows at the top of the hour. I do licensing deals with
Take me out there, Glenn.
What?
Take me out.
All right. I'll take you out. All right, go on, Paul.
No worries. So we were talking about Viva Vision shows at the top of every hour. You really feel like you're God or the person from the Wizard of Oz, where there's literally a light switch in our show control. It turns off all the lights.
Yes, it does. And it's like everything goes dark. It's so cool.
It really is amazing. And what happens is we show the Viva Vision shows.
Right.
Everyone from Shakira to Imagine Dragons to the Chainsmokers, top talent. It's about a 6 to 8 minute visual montage, and literally just people take out their phones, dance, and sing to the songs that you all know and love, and everyone's having an absolute ball. And you've just met 30,000 of your newest friends every single night.
Yeah, I'm surprising because I was here the whole night and I didn't hear American Pie once, which is the first time I've ever been downtown for that. I don't know if you still have an updated show with that, but the one I caught one show last night, and I'll catch more of them this evening. But the one I caught last night seemed to be a mashup of all of those different rock classics, just a few bars or the chorus or something like that, all put together with the music bed that seems to really mix well with each other with incredibly fun, trippy graphics.
Yeah, we call that mixology. That's our premium show. It's about a $500,000 show. All the intricacies of that. Yeah, it's an amazing show. It's truly a must see. It's really our equivalent of the Bellagio Fountains moment.
Yeah,
people literally come down here, top of the hour. And just experience an amazing time.
And I think that's what the whole point is. The whole point was to create something unifying that would create that cluster effect where everyone could be successful because everyone is on top of each other. So originally, how did this all come together? And if you're looking above Paul's head, you can see the new screen and some of the lights of the old classic screen that are still there as well. So how did it all come together? I understand that everybody's got to kind of chip in. Right?
Yeah, so we're a destination management organization that layers on top of the properties from a marketing and communication perspective. And our job is to create awareness for the destination and the properties. And Holly represents one of the most amazing properties we have down here at Golden Nugget, as well as 7 other properties. Ultimately, are a consortium to create awareness, A, for the destination, and B, for their properties. We do about 20 to 24 million people annually in a 6 to 7 block area.
That's incredible. That's about half the people that come to Las Vegas on a year.
That's correct. There's about 42 million people that come to Las Vegas annually. And so we're just fortunate where it's really a melting pot of experiences and products and service. And really our true value proposition is a vast majority of anything we do in the middle of the street is free to the public. We have free live entertainment every single day of the year on 3 permanent stages. We have the top house bands in all of Las Vegas, playing genres of music, multiple different genres of music across multiple different decades. And it's literally all the songs you know and love. There's no B version of a song that we are playing. And literally you just want to pull up a seat, have a cocktail, dance, sing along. And one of the great things about Fremont Street people watching is a thing. It should be an Olympic sport down here.
I think I'm sitting in the best seat in Vegas right now.
You are sitting in the best seat in Vegas right now, Anthony. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. And I know you can't tell because right now it's 9:10 in the morning here in Las Vegas. But if you look over Anthony's shoulder and you see that massive corridor, it was packed. Anthony, I can't tell you enough how it felt to me like 2019 on steroids. All those predictions that we've been talking about over the last year about when things come back, it's going to be the raging 20s kind of a thing. That's what I was feeling down here last night.
I tell you, Vegas doesn't open really. It starts waking up about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it doesn't get going until about 10 o'clock at night. Last night I came back from LA from a business trip and it was very late and I got into a late poker tournament. And I will just tell you that the Aria poker room at 2:30 this morning was packed. 2:30.
Wow.
Packed.
Wow. That says a lot.
On that subject, Ironically, Benny Binions, the owner of Binions.
Try to move the mic a little bit closer.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Benny Binions, the owner of Binions,
Yeah.
he actually started what we know today to be the World Series of Poker.
Yep.
And it started with him and 9 of his friends just doing a poker tournament. And it became larger and larger.
Doyle Brunson.
Yeah.
You know all the old guys.
All the old guys.
Okay, Glenn, I got a poker quiz for you.
I'm not going to win this one.
What hand is a Doyle Brunson?
I have no idea. I did know back when poker was huge on TV, but I forgot.
10-2 offsuit.
Why?
Because he won two major tournaments with that hand.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what the Paul McGuire hand is?
What is your
9 high? That,
so you don't hit the poker tables much.
I don't do well. I don't do well.
All right. So back to you, Paul, talking about all this. So it unifies everything, right? So that's where the idea came to be. Kind of create something that'll draw the people, and you are drawing people. So what is it like today down here? What did you do to make the changes in order to improve the screen? What was the thoughts behind that?
Yeah. So overall, previously it was a little bit downtrodden. It wasn't kept up as much
Right.
over the years, and that literally reflection.
When did it originally open? I'm forgetting.
1994.
Oh gosh, it's been around a long time.
Yeah. So ironically, on mid-December of last year was our 25th anniversary.
Mhm.
Obviously, a horrible year to have a monumental anniversary such as that. So
Last year was my 50th anniversary, and I decided to put it off till this year.
Right.
Yeah.
So we think so much alike because we gave ourselves a mulligan.
Right.
So we are looking to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Fremont Street this year, which should be the history, as we were talking about earlier, is amazing. We literally have the first ever casino, the Golden Gate, directly across from the newest casino, Circa. Both owned by the same owner, Derek Stevens,
who is incredible. If you guys don't know who Derek Stevens is, what is that? Sold auto parts out of Michigan or something.
That's correct.
Then he bought the Golden Gate down here, parlayed that into another property, which became the D, and now built this brand new resort called Circa, which you guys out there have seen pictures of, designed by Paul Steelman Architecture. Great building.
Amazing building. And really, what's great about Derek, he's a really out of the box thinker. He's a big sports fan. They have literally the largest sports book in the world. So if you're all about sports, March Madness is amazing. Obviously, the Vegas Golden Knights are doing quite well.
Right.
So you can experience that. The pool is off the charts.
It's insane.
Right.
Insane, Paul. I've never seen anything like it. Now, all up on the strip, they got these incredible day clubs and stuff like that, but they know what their clientele here is all about. And they created a product called Stadium Swim.
Correct.
That is phenomenal. Please Google that. Hey, producer Suzanne, if you can find any pictures of that, that'd be cool. But
What
don't
is
worry
it?
about it.
What is that?
So it's a stadium. It's actually a pool area that has 6 cascading pools. It has a 140-foot long LED screen. Best place to watch any sport. Has DJs going, so the music is pumping. Very much a communal feel to it. You can also gamble there. You can put sports bets on that as well. It's open 365 days a year, and it's heated. So in the winter or the cooler months, you can still experience an absolute great time. Concerts up there are amazing. They are really doing quite well. It's a point of differentiation. It's not necessarily a day club. It has a day club feel to it.
Right.
But truly, if you're looking for a sports or communal environment experience and just have a good old-fashioned good time.
So, I'm really curious because, in Vegas, it's such a community and everybody really feeds off each other. For Vegas to be successful, everyone's got to kind of love Vegas before they love themselves, right? You got to love Vegas for it all to work. But because we're down here, because it's so separate from kind of the strip and that kind of vibe, is there kind of a friendly kind of silent war going on, or is it really everybody just wants everybody else to be successful and everybody comes together? Wow, look at that pool.
Right? Isn't that freaking awesome, Anthony?
I can see you in your swim shorts now.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It is a community. Virgin just opened recently. Resorts World is about to open.
Yes, and if you let me just make a quick show note. Check our show from Monday where we spoke to Boz Bosworth, the owner of the property Virgin from JC Hospitality, and catch our show tomorrow. We pre-recorded that one. We've got Scott Sabella, the president of Resorts World. We've got the director of food and beverage and the guy who runs the casino. Sorry, Paul. Please continue.
No, absolutely. It just goes to the point being is we're all just big fans of other people's success.
Mhm.
We wish nothing but the success
Well,
of
that's
Virgin.
the whole ethos of what you
Yes,
do, right?
100%. The tide rises. It's all about visitation. It's all about community. There's enough different brands and experience that you can literally, the world is your oyster, so to speak. We welcome the fact that people are on the Strip. The majority of our customer base comes from the Strip and samples us that much more. So it's all great anytime anyone's being successful.
Glenn, I'm going to do something I normally don't do.
Oh,
I'm
God.
actually going to live Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is so cool. Keep going. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I love it. So Paul, what does it take to keep this thing running? What does it take to bring all of the resorts together in order to agree on stuff to create a path forward so everyone could be mutually successful?
It takes an army, right? And an army, it takes good leaders of that army. We're fortunate to have 4 amazing ownership groups. Terry Cottle owns Binions and 4 Queens. So if you're looking for something old school and personal touch, that's what they're truly known for. Resorts fee, people always complain about that. Their properties do not have resorts fees, and that's just an amazing experience. That's Terry Cottle and his group. We talked about Derek Stevens, the most progressive owner that there is in Las Vegas.
Hey, can we get Mr. Collins on his cell phone? Can we call him right now?
Unfortunately, this is how awesome Terry Cottle is. He does not have a cell phone.
Can we send him an email? Let's send him an email.
Unfortunately, you'd have to talk to his assistant to get that email.
Sorry, I got a carrier pigeon with a message out to him.
Wait, where's his computer? What kind of computer does he have?
It might be an Atari. I don't know. I joke. Terry's one of the most brilliant people ever. But he's literally more of a face-to-face, a handshake type of person, which is amazing.
Anthony, Paul jokes, but we all know he doesn't have an Atari. It's a Commodore 64. So
yeah, I'm surprised he's young enough, old enough to know what an Atari is. I'm surprised he knows how to use a rotary phone.
Right. So, Paul, one of the coolest things down here, and it was added, and again, all the years mushed together with me. I'm going to say 5 to 7 years ago. Zip line. You're sitting here, you're having a drink, and then all of a sudden, someone comes flying by. When did it open?
It opened about 6 years ago.
All right, I was right. Okay.
Right? And it was meant to be a temporary ride.
Really?
And our previous president, Jeff Victor, great concept, also an out-of-the-box thinker, who actually works for Derek now. He came up with this brainchild. It was meant to be a temporary structure. And we partnered with a third party. It was a profit share. It became so successful so quickly that we said we are going to build it on our own. And so it was about a $17 million investment. Wow. That has paid for itself in about 4.5 years, and it continues to be an amazing experience. About 500,000 riders annually, and you can either fly seated style, which we call the zip line.
Yeah, I want to do Superman style,
superhero Zoom style, and you're traveling. So the zip line takes it's the largest slot machine in the world. That's kind of like the thematic part of it. You fly superhero style, right? Superhero style, 35 miles an hour. 1,750 feet in length. Wow. You have the canopy, the largest digital display in the world, Viva Vision above you. You have 30,000 people below you. Stages are going, and you really truly feel like you're a rock star. It's truly a bucket list experience.
Right. And you're not allowed to have any alcohol in your system before you go on it.
No, he said 500,000 people have ridden it a year.
I can imagine with like 4 drinks in me running down that zip line. Oh my God.
Do they have people do the zip line thing during the shows that are on the screen?
Absolutely.
Now that is pretty freaking
Has
trippy.
anyone thrown up on anybody?
Oh God. You know they have, Anthony.
Anthony. Come on now, Anthony. But I'll tell you, this is this is how fun that ride is. We did a partnership with the Aoki, the EDM DJ. Largest crowd. We had 15,000 people down here. We actually had Aoki fly in on the zip line to the Main Street stage to do his set. And it was just
right, because the zip line is on the end of it is right on top of where the stage is.
That's correct.
Right. And that's pretty clever the way you thought about that. And you could utilize that one space for multiple things as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's truly, like I said, the people watching is a great thing. The attraction appeals to all consumer bases. Free live entertainment on our stages every single day. So it's really a major street party. We also have our Downtown Rocks concert series, which is an elevated experience. We'll get kicking off this Saturday, June 26th at 9 p.m. with Chevelle. Right. We'll have George Thorogood this year. We'll have Craig Morgan. We'll have Three Doors Down.
Oh my God, that's Anthony's man crush.
Craig Morgan's a very good friend of mine and my man crush.
No kidding. You need to come down here 4th of July then.
4th of July, he's going to be here?
Yes, him and Clay Walker.
Okay, I'm going to. Oh, I can't
not be here.
4th of July. I can't do it 4th of July. I'm lying.
We'll Facebook Live it.
Is it going to be just July 4th or July 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th?
It's just July 4th, but we will Facebook Live it. So please tap in.
Oh, cool. That's really excellent. I really like this downtown experience, Anthony. It's just so much fun. It's just so different than uptown, or the Strip. And Paul, one of the reasons why I like it is everything is just so close together. Sure, this is 4 football fields long, but it doesn't take you 5. Sorry, it doesn't take you 15 minutes to walk from one building to the building right next door. It's like you're in, you're out, even if it's a hot day out, you still come out, you enjoy it, then you get some air conditioning, then you come back out. It's just, I really encourage everybody to come downtown and have some fun.
I feel like if the rest of the Strip just went away, this would still be able to be like a destination. Like Vegas would still work because of this area. This area is really like downtown Disney. It just, you feel that vibe of just people and lights. And I mean, it's the morning. It's early in the morning and Vegas isn't even gotten up yet and had breakfast. I can't imagine. I may come down here tonight just to feel it.
We'd love to have you down, and you're absolutely right. It's a communal feel where you're literally, it's a walking distance. It's whether you want to be a bar crawl, whether you want to just experience different experiences. We have outdoor bars. If you're at the Bellagio, I'll say I'll meet you at New York. A half an hour later, you call an Uber, right? This is literally a 15-minute walk, and you experience all different experiences. History is actually a thing, and I want to just make sure we also cover off some of the Boyd property. Boyd has 3 properties, major gaming or entity. The Fremont, which just experienced its 65th anniversary. Great property right on beachfront with the 3rd Street stage directly across from it. They have the California and Main Street station, which are also just absolutely amazing properties. Binion's, where we're sitting right now, is about to have their 70th anniversary.
Wow.
So we talk about history across the board, and obviously the Golden Nugget, and Steve Wynn had a major part of the Golden Nugget, and Holly will talk more about that, but that's just an absolutely amazing property and product. The Shark Tank is listed as one of Travel Channel will state it's one of the either the top pools in the world or most amazing experiences in the world. So that it's a must see.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. You said something about Uber. When you're in Vegas, not trying to take away from Uber, make sure you use a taxi cab. Vegas is the best taxi cabs in the country because you either get a taxi cab driver that gives you the greatest entertainment value and conversation you'll ever have, or you get someone that is the greatest sponsor of Vegas. I just had a gentleman who dropped me off here, and he opened up the door for me. He goes, "Hey, how are you? How's your Vegas experience?" It was just it felt like somebody was paying him to do a commercial. And when he was bringing me over here from the Strip, he said, "Have you been to the Cirque?" I said, "I haven't." He goes, "They invited all the cab drivers, all the taxi drivers from all over the city to spend the night, gave us $150 credit, and we are the biggest advocates for that hotel in downtown because they did that." And I thought that was beautiful and so smart of Cirque to do that. And just he was such a great sponsor of Vegas. It was fantastic. I love Vegas cab drivers more than any cab driver in the world.
Well, so it's funny you say that, right? Vegas is a city built based on service, right? And so it's and this is where everyone pays it forward, and that's just Derek's style. He does out of the box. Ironically, his parking garage is called Garage Mahal.
Yes, I saw.
It's the best parking garage you could ever experience. Taxis. If I was a taxi cab, I would just hang out there all day. But it's all about the community, as we talked about before.
Yeah, excellent. So before we wrap up, Paul, what kind of message do you want people to take away? Why they should come down here? Why they should go across there to the Golden Nugget? Why they should go to Circa? Why they should experience everything down here?
Great question. Here, I'll just sum it up in simplest terms. Convenience is an absolute thing. If you like history, we have it in spades. If you like value, we have it in spades as well. We have free live entertainment every single night. Every single song you would ever imagine exists here. Multiple different genres, entertainment, people watching, off the charts. Forget about it. You're going to have the time of your life. Attractions, Slot Cellar is the world's ultimate zip line. We have East Fremont Street, which has even more bars, which is kind of like a millennial type of area. Super convenient as well. And we're all about paying it forward to the community.
Right. And that East Fremont Street area is really what attracts a lot of people that live in the neighborhood as well.
Absolutely.
Believe, right?
It's a locals. Plus, if Southern California is our major feeder. About 25% of visitors of Las Vegas come from the Southern California area. If you've been to Vegas several times on the Strip, you want experiencing something new. and Fremont Street represents that. But East Fremont Street is really quite burgeoning with a variety of different speakeasies and outdoor bars and indoor bars. Just a great. And what's amazing, life is beautiful. If you haven't been, there's a festival in September.
Yeah, thank goodness it's coming back.
Amazing. It's sold out immediately.
What is that?
It's a 18. It's a 3-day music festival just east of here, East Fremont. 18 city blocks. Probably has 25 to 30 bands. 5 different mega stages. You're literally walking around the city. I have no idea how they secure security that way. But it's an amazing, amazing concert. One of the top pollster, I think I had it as the top concert of festival in the country a couple of years ago.
And they have like street artists and stuff. So they paint on all of the buildings around town, all these great murals and stuff. It's absolutely gorgeous. And a buddy of mine, Craig Nyman, is the guy who books all of those bands. What a cool job is that, right?
I need to hang out with that guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And that's why I love Vegas, man. Vegas is, you got something for everyone.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one-stop shop.
So, Paul, how can we learn more about Fremont Street Experience and everything else and the exciting stuff going downtown?
So our website, vegasexperience.com, will provide any calendar, all about the properties themselves, anything you want to know about a free concert series. Like I said, Chevelle is kicking off this Saturday. We have 10 to 12 bands associated with that. We have fun bars, holidays, St. Patrick's Day and Halloween, forget about it. 60,000 people having the absolute time of your life. You will recite that till you die. New Year's Eve, amazing experience down here. We create events, ironically, up from scratch. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, we call it Drinks Giving. We'll have a free concert associated with that. So any day down here is a great day, a fun day, and you'll want to come back for more.
Yep. All right. Excellent. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here, Paul.
Thank you for having me. And,
thank you, Paul.
Thank you for supporting Vegas.
Excellent. Yeah, I love it. And congratulations on everything coming back and much success to everyone in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Holly, if we could get you over here. Anthony, all right, so I'm alone for a second as we reset this. So listen, you've got to come down here to downtown Las Vegas. I'm a little snobby. We all know this. I love going uptown, but this is where all of the fun really takes place. It's unpretentious. It's easy to enjoy yourself. And great properties like the Golden Nugget really root you in the experience that's here. And I love how they embrace what they want to be down here. They're not trying to pretend to be somebody else. They're not trying to be any different. They are authentically themselves. And I think that's really what it's all about without having these massive corporate owners. You got Derek Stevens, who we've been talking about, who's just a guy, right? Then you got the Fertittas that own Golden Nugget and other properties, just a family run business. Okay, $1 billion plus family run business, but family run business nonetheless. You ready to pop in, Holly? All right. Excellent. Have a seat. Okay.
I'm in.
All right, she's in. Holly O'Brien, VP of Marketing and Advertising with Golden Nugget Las Vegas. Hey, Anthony, since you're up, could you move her camera a little bit so we could get her a little bit closer? Hey, Anthony.
Hi, everyone.
Good to see you.
How are you? Whoa, I'm just going to drop the mic. Is that okay?
All right. Now we're live, everybody. So, Holly, while we're adjusting that, how cool is it that you are VP of Marketing and Advertising with Golden Nugget Las Vegas, one of the most classic properties, if not, downtown for sure, if not in the entire city?
Very cool. I absolutely have the best job. This is one of a kind. It's so unique. As you can see, it's right behind us.
Yep.
No one has more fun than I do. I mean, we've been around for 75 years. This property has been here on Fremont Street
Thank you.
since 1946.
Wow.
2,400 hotel rooms, restaurants, bars, a world-class pool, as Paul was saying. My gosh, what else?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Hey, welcome back, Anthony.
Hey, it's good to be back, Glenn. I missed you.
I missed
Dude,
you.
I love Vegas. I don't want to leave. I'm not leaving. I'm staying here July 4th to Greg Norton.
Seriously, now, Holly, I got to tell you, the last time Anthony and I were together in Vegas was February of 2020. We were.
Oh, really? Was it? Oh, you have
yeah.
a good memory, bro.
Yeah, well, no, not really. It was the Forbes event where we were doing all those great podcasts over at Aria, and then shortly thereafter, everything fell apart. So,
And that's when Brian Newman brought me to see Cher.
Yes. Yeah, that was a pretty cool experience that you had. But Holly, downtown, you're here. You must be so excited about the resurgence, right? I mean, we all had really dark times over the last year. But from what I was saying to Paul, what I experienced last night is absolutely incredible. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, how would anybody?
Right?
feel about it? And we're all experiencing numbers that have already eclipsed 2019.
Right.
So 2020 is behind us and we're moving forward and things are great. Our hotel is just full of action and energy,
Right.
and visitors are coming from all over, almost all over. You know, we're still waiting for our Canadian friends, and our Hawaiians are coming back little by little, but it feels pretty normal and we're very excited, but it also feels very kind. Everyone's so happy to be
Right.
out and about, and there's just a real sense of camaraderie and energy and enthusiasm for being out, seeing friends, spending money, and having a great time. And you can so do that down here on Fremont Street, where there's just so many things on the periphery to do. And then within Golden Nugget, we've got the live shows. I mentioned our pool, which is really called the Tank.
Yep.
And that is so unique. That's 200,000 gallons. We've got sharks. A lot of people don't even know that we have a full-time.
No, it's really cool. You have a full-time what? Shark taker carer?
Well, something like that. It's the life sciences team. They're
That's awesome.
marine biologists, and they tend to the animals year-round, every single day. And within Chart House, our seafood restaurant, we've got another aquarium that's 75,000 gallons, and there are 501 animals in there. And when Chart House is open for lunch, you can see the daily feedings at 11:30 in the morning. You see the people in their scuba outfits feeding the animals, and it's
Right.
really, really unique. You can't do that anywhere else.
Yeah, that's for sure. And let me tell you, it's really cool to be able to take that slide down and go through and see those sharks and stuff like that. It's pretty impressive. Oh, there's a picture of it. Yeah, and there you can see the slide that comes out right from the Shark Tank.
Oh, people absolutely love it, and they come from miles away to do it. And anytime I post about it on social media, you have people commenting on how they did that, how they love that, how they can't wait to come back and do it again.
And what people don't know is the shark actually goes down the slide.
Oh, he doesn't.
No, but you can find the sharks in the poker room late at night, Anthony.
Well, speaking of poker, you know, we have the Grand Poker Series coming back.
Uh-oh.
That's September 28th through October 20th, and that promises to be another phenomenal event. Same thing, people that come year after year after year, and we're so excited to welcome our poker community back to Golden Nugget. It's going to be super exciting. Again, September 28th through October 20th, and we're going to have full lineup and the full announcement and schedule starting July 1st.
Yeah, that is great. And to be fair, I think everyone could be up and running at full bore now, but once all the restrictions started getting lifted, it takes time to get all of these things up and going again. So I really am seeing like July 1st as really the opening salvo in what's going to be an incredible summer for all of you. How are you feeling about bookings and stuff right now, and the occupancy levels that you're going to be experiencing this summer?
We're already doing really well. And, you know, we see midweek and weekend business is really bustling. And we've got a page on our website called Deals.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of different things that appeal to a lot of different people. So there's a spa package. There's a book now, save later. We've got Christmas in July. We also have educators and military and healthcare worker discounts. So there's a lot of different things that people can take advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
And it just depends on what their tastes are or when they want to travel. So it works out really, really well. So people can self-select and come when they want and how they want.
Yes. And one of the things I like to do when I'm here, and I'm so embarrassed I forgot the name of it, but I love that sushi restaurant that you have.
Well, that is called Red Asian Cuisine.
That's it. Yes. And as a matter of fact, Holly, I liked it so much when I was at the Golden Nugget in Atlantic City. I checked it out over there as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for patronizing.
Yes. Well, I was very excited when you first, when the family first bought, Landry's first bought the former Trump Marina property. They got that thing for a steal. They bought that thing for like $25-30 million or something like that, and then reinvented it as the Golden Nugget in Atlantic City. And it's such a great property. I highly recommend people go check it out.
Glenn, I love when people like you say they got something for a steal. They got it for $25 million, but they put like $500 trillion into it. So
yes, but
nothing's ever a steal.
It is when you think about how much the ocean resort cost at billions of dollars. So,
Yeah, but when it first opened and then it closed, they got it for like $27.
That is a good point. That is a good point. But we're not here to talk about the failings of Atlantic City. We're here to talk about the rebirth of Las Vegas and downtown. So, Holly, what is the summer entertainment going to look like for you overall? I know you're kicking it off on July 1st and stuff like that. And how exciting is it to be bringing back all of these entertainers?
Oh, you have no idea. It's really like family. So many of these performers have been with us before. We actually started our live entertainment on April 22nd with Gordy Brown, which is an impressionist and musician.
And a long-term Vegas player.
Yeah, and not only long-term Vegas player, but with us.
Right.
So he's been with us.
Oh, goodness, you're right.
For several residencies. And he's back again. This will actually be his 8th residency.
Wow.
And he performs on Thursday and Saturday nights. And he does such an imaginative and really engaging and lively show. So that's every Thursday and Saturday at 7:30 in the showroom. And then we started with Felix Cavalier's Rascals on June 4th. And then going into July 2nd, July 4th weekend, we've got Gary Puckett and Union Gap.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we've got Ambrosia on August 6th. We've got the whole NFR lineup.
Yes.
Which, I can't even tell you, there's 9 acts all week during NFR. We are one of the major sponsors and also official hotels of NFR. And we start with Jody Messina on the 2nd of December, and we finish with Jamie Johnson on December 10th.
Right.
And we've got Tanya Tucker in between, John Michael Montgomery, and now don't forget New Year's Eve, Blue Oyster Cult. Oh yeah. So don't fear the Reaper and bring your cowbell.
And let me tell you, after all that Reaper fear in the last year, I'm looking forward to not.
I tell you, what I love about everything you just said is Vegas. Listen, back in the day, everybody knows the Rat Pack and Vegas, Elvis Presley, and just that it hasn't stopped. Not only hasn't stopped, it's gotten bigger. It's gotten better. It's the entertainment. It's like if you're in the entertainment business and you're not playing Vegas, you're not in the entertainment business. And that it just got bigger and better really says everything about Vegas, because usually that, Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley, how do you follow that? And it's just getting bigger and it's getting better. And it just says so much about what you do, what everyone else does in this industry to keep this city alive. And what I really saw during the pandemic was no one stood out. It was the city. The city went down, the city walked up, the city went forward. And as I said to Glenn on this podcast several times, no one's done it better than Vegas during the pandemic. No one did it better. You did it right. And then once you opened, you were careful, but it just felt like, when I was here all during the pandemic, it just felt like Vegas was really managing itself and just doing a fantastic job.
Well, if you think about it, there's really a reason why for that, Anthony. We are operators by nature, right? So we know how to run businesses. We were built for this. We knew how to manage, we knew how to wind down, and we knew how to spool back up very quickly and cautiously and in ways that were respectful and engaging of people's tendencies, realizing that not everybody was ready right out of the gate. We were very accommodative of that. That's why we've built hotel offers a certain way. That's why we've built our entertainment calendar a certain way. That's why we opened restaurants in the order that we did. And we're not the only operator that did that. Everybody had a similar mentality. We had to protect the business, and we had to keep our arms around, quite literally and figuratively, around our guests.
It's kind of like, Vegas is like the parent that has a baby at 40 as opposed to a baby at 20. It's like they know what to do. It's like Vegas knew what to do with the baby. It's like, all right, we got this. We didn't look up. We didn't look over here. We didn't look at any place. We as a community we know how to raise this child, and we know our business to what you just said. You know how to run a business. You know how to run a city. And it was really mind blowing. And I'll never forget the day the lights went off, and I'll never forget the day when my friend Glenn was here live and the lights went back on.
Yeah, that was last June 3rd. We were here, and that was a good experience. But let me just segue into what we're seeing today, Holly. I hadn't been to downtown, honestly, in a couple of years. Right, I didn't make it here on that February 2020 trip when I was last here before the COVID crisis began. but hanging out last night and seeing your property and walking up and down Fremont Street, it felt no different to me than 2019, 2018. That must be real. It's so incredible to me that I didn't realize, I'm sorry, I'm a little speechless here, but I didn't think we would get back to normal as quickly as we did. I thought maybe we'd start taking masks off at the end of the summer. Probably more events would get canceled. But now all of a sudden, everything is the way it always was and always should be. It's incredible.
Really exciting. And we're seeing the same thing, of course. You know, our guests are coming back in leaps and bounds for our tournaments. Our restaurants are full. And in fact, if you want to talk about a real interesting story, I call it a love story. We had a restaurant that was supposed to open April 1st. And as you know, we closed on March 17th. The whole city closed on March 17th.
Right.
But on April 1st, we were supposed to open Saltgrass Steakhouse. Of course, that didn't happen because we were closed. Mm-hmm. But when we finally did reopen, we were able to introduce our baby, Saltgrass Steakhouse, to everybody on October 1st. And we've been adding hours and meal parts. And it is just a gorgeous place that has a phenomenal legacy within the Landry's family. And it's got 23 TVs, 6 bar tops, I think 16 tequilas. Is there any more reasons that you need to come to Saltgrass? We've served breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the place is just bumping all the time. And it's really awesome. On theme. It's a great price point, and we're available all day and into the evening. And it's a great venue to watch sports at too. So we really, really felt so just honored. It was a cherished experience to be able to introduce Saltgrass to everybody.
Excellent. Anthony, why don't you ask the next question? I'm going to adjust her mic again real quick. I'll be right back.
There's so many things to do here, so much hiking, so much mountain biking, and we're in the middle of just gorgeous, gorgeous nature. So I always take advantage of that. And then I'm also one of those locals that I love the casinos. I actually enjoy the Strip. I don't complain about the parking. I go to the Strip at least once a week. I love fine dining and I adore shopping. So it's all there.
Yeah, isn't it great when you live in a city that you actually enjoy and use almost as a tourist? Yeah, I go into Times Square and I still feel, oh, where did I go? There I go. And I still feel like it's the first day I've ever been in Times Square. So isn't it great when you live in a city that you still enjoy and you love and you feel like a visitor?
The best. And in fact, I hail from New York as well. So I know how you feel about Times Square, but I also remember it when it wasn't so fun to hang out there.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you a time that was fun to hang out there. We did a show live from Times Square a couple of months ago, back in April. It was amazing. And I'll let everybody know we'll be back in Times Square on September 14th to celebrate the opening of Broadway. So that'll be a fun way to start.
Where'd you grow up? In New York.
Oh, upstate. And then I lived in Manhattan for years and years as I wrote for magazines and worked for PR firms.
Oh, really? I didn't know you came from that side of the business. That's fascinating.
Originally, yeah.
Okay, I need to know. Where in Manhattan? It's very important.
Uh-oh. I hope we're not going to have a problem here.
We might.
Upper West.
I love Upper West. It's my favorite. 79th Street in Amsterdam. I spent 7 years running the Lucerne Hotel. It's my favorite place in the city.
Well, Holly, I have some bad news for you. I lived on the Upper East Side, so I'm not sure we're allowed to communicate with each other anymore.
Well, keep going, keep going.
So what do you love about this business? I mean, like you said, you grew up in New York. You lived in Manhattan. You've been doing this for a little while. Why do you love it so much? What is it about not only Vegas, but what you get to do every day?
It's actually a very easy answer for me because I've worked in many different types of marketing, but it wasn't until I got into the casino side of the business that you see how quantitative and creative you must be in equal measure.
Right.
And we also measure everything, not just every day. That's not often enough. Every hour. So we are literally monitoring everything we do, and you can do something about it. And it's not like some industries that have a longer time horizon as they evaluate themselves. I love the dynamism and the speed of gaming. And let's face it, hospitality, your focus group is downstairs. Your focus group is in your building. You're always talking to your customers, but you can't say that if you work in consumer packaged goods. You'd have to go to the supermarket and hang out in the cereal aisle if you want to learn anything. But that's not the case in gaming.
Yeah, and what I love about it is not only your consumers talking to you, they're talking to the world online. And I love that. I love the fact that we'll know in real time if we're doing good or if we're not doing good. And it just keeps you energized. I think it really energizes our industry. I think online comments and online reviews, a lot of people talk negatively about, oh, that it's kind of ruined the business. I think it's improved the business because you know instantly how you're doing.
You do. And then you can see if there's a critical mass about some comment, be it good or be it bad, you're able to correct.
Right. And if you're doing it really well and you have one person that's, saying something bad, everybody else discounts it, go, no, it's just that one person that seemed to be a little bit, too privileged or whatever it is. So people are, I always say an educated consumer, right? It's people know what's good and what's not. And I'm telling you, Vegas is just getting better and better and better and better and better.
So Holly, when you're thinking about that consumer, and you're planning to market to them, get them to want to make the spend and stay right there at the beautiful Golden Nugget. My hunch is that you thought they were going to respond to a particular set of ideas and offers, but with the rapidity, how fast things are coming back, maybe people are now going to be wanting to hear different marketing messages. How are you working through all of that in the sense that things are changing so rapidly, and how are you connecting with them with meaningful things that'll get them to come and stay with you?
Well, you have to consider that in casinos, we have different segments.
Right, of course.
You've got groups and you've got people that are looking for you on Expedia because they're value oriented and they want to package things. And you've got casino customers who qualify for offers on the basis of their play. So we dovetail into all of those preferences based on really close observation and based on watching the trends. I can tell you that one of the things we did this year, because things were changing so often, is signage is out the door. That's obsolete. Everything now has a QR code.
Right.
You scan it and you have up-to-date information about everything, the hours, the menu, the maximum size of the party at the table that you can have, how and when to get into the pool. It's all there. And then as far as some of our casino events, the tournaments, we had to reconfigure them a little bit during COVID. So we moved the venue. And then we were able to move it back. But, along the way, of course, we're keeping everyone safe.
Yeah, of course.
And making sure it's still fun, though. Staffing is a huge thing. What I mean by that is our attitude is everything. Our positivity, our energy, our enthusiasm, and our sense of welcoming is what's so reassuring. That's what keeps people wanting to come back. And ours is just very sincere. We're so excited to see our guests and we want them to return. And we're also staying in constant touch with our guests. Just because you haven't come for a while doesn't mean we stop mailing you. We're still in communication. That's important.
I love the word you said, sincere. Downtown, Vegas seems sincere to me, depending on what you want. But downtown really underscores the word sincere. It really does. It
also that A word. Authentic that you love, right?
Yeah. I thought you were talking about yourself for a second. Sorry.
No, I'm a different type of A word.
Yeah, listen, it's authentic, but I love the word because people don't use that word very often to describe a venue. And it is. This area and the hotel, the Nugget, it's sincere. It is what it says it is. And there's nothing better than that.
Oh, we have guests that tell us they got married here 30 years ago and they're coming back to restate their vows. We also have a wedding chapel, by the way.
Yes, of course.
And we've got people who have memories from 20 years ago and they want to relive it. There's just so many stories like that, and we love them.
But what's great about them revisiting it, they're coming back for that memory, but the amenities and the vibe is new and it's fresh and it's not like the rooms aren't 30 years old and the feeling isn't 30 years old. It's today, but you're still able to go back and really revisit, your honeymoon or the first time you met someone, but in a very new environment. And a lot of towns don't do it as well. So when you go back 30 years, it feels like you're still in the same room 30 years ago.
Well, you're absolutely right about that. And part of the authenticity and the sincerity is that they may be celebrating that 30-year memory with some of the same employees that were here originally. So that's the one part of it. But then the other part right over my shoulder, as you can see, is Troy Liquor Bar. And that is literally eye level with the zip line right on Fremont Street. And
you're talking about the bar that's on the second level, kind of where I'm pointing right now, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. And that balcony is gorgeous. It's got a bird's eye view of the First Street stage. And I know Fremont Street Experience talked about people watching and being an Olympic sport. Well, that's probably the gold medal of Olympic sports and the people watching up there. It's a phenomenal vantage point. There's nothing like it. We've got DJs and bottle service and special booths that you can rent. It's phenomenal.
Whoever invented bottle service should be given a special award.
Yeah, I think that transformed the entire nightclub.
Yeah, that's a show by itself.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We should do a show like that. So Holly, what are you thinking about the future? Where are the opportunities for the Golden Nugget moving forward?
Well, they're where they've always been. We're so excited to welcome our guests back. But in the near-term future, what we're really looking at is the group sales that are going to come back, the conventions, the conferences. And that's when the city will really, really feel like it's back. Everybody will notice the volumes and the energy and the vibe changing. So right up until now, we are really good, and we're about to be really, really, really great.
You know what was really cool? I used to attend conferences regularly at the Golden Nugget with a company called Vantage Hospitality, which became Red Lion Hotel Corporation, which recently sold to Sonesta. They couldn't stay down here because they outgrew the space that you had, but they always loved it. The experience was great. And one cool thing that they did is they brought everybody out onto the street for the Fremont Street Experience. They put us in like a holding pen, and there was a special show designed just for that group. That is so cool to be able to tie into an event at your place, to be able to really incorporate the entire downtown vibe.
I think they call that location.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's and again, it just, not to repeat myself, but it just goes to the community, the community down here and the community of Vegas. It's just, I've been in the hotel business 35 years in New York City, and it doesn't, listen, I love a lot of people in the New York City community, in the hotel business, but it doesn't feel like community. It feels like everybody's in it for themselves, and every hotel owner's in it for themselves. Here, it feels like really everybody's cheering for everyone else.
Mutually assured success.
Yeah.
And particularly down here in our very intimate geography, I love it. If somebody is having a great time at my competitor across the street and they want to see what else is going on, or they want to eat something different or drink something different or hear something new, they'll come across the street to me.
Right.
And it happens in reverse, but all in all, it's positive and accretive for all of us.
Right. You don't want a city with one or two successful venues, because the city will never be successful.
Well, that's what the difference is, again, between downtown and the Strip. When I'm on the Strip, I've been to Vegas so many times, I don't necessarily feel compelled to leave the resort that I'm based in, because all of the resorts have everything. Yeah, all the resorts here have everything too, but it's impossible not to go to all the other resorts, again, because they're so close with each other, and you're all going to win because of being so close. You know what?
I never thought of it that way. When I go to a resort, when I'm in Vegas and I'm on the Strip, I don't leave the hotel unless I have to.
Right.
I literally could stay there. I have stayed in a hotel a week without leaving, because that's Vegas. When you're down here, the last thing you want to do is not come down to Fremont Street and walk through and feel that vibe. Whereas the other, in the Strip, you really don't leave.
Right. Yeah, it's true. And, Holly, I got to tell you, I'm really at the point now where every time I come to Vegas, with the exception of that last time in February 2020, I need to spend at least one night downtown going to all of these great venues out there. And Golden Nugget, stands among the top of them. Any final words before we let you go today?
Oh, well, please, if you haven't been downtown and you're planning a trip to Las Vegas, check it out, because it's entirely different. It's like nothing you'll ever experience. And if you are a downtown frequenter, please come back and see Golden Nugget. As my colleagues have said here, there's so much to see and do, but it's always changing. So whatever you saw last time is not exactly the same as you will see the next
Well,
time.
I'll tell you what, that's exactly what Jeff Broman says. The great thing about Vegas is it's constantly reinventing itself, always something new to see and do. And I think that really says it all.
And you know what I also like about Vegas? I got off the airplane. It was 4 minutes to my hotel room. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I Googled it. It was like 4 minutes to my hotel room. To me, Vegas, and I just had this thought, it's like a cruise ship. You get on and you don't have to like really schedule anything. Just be here. And you walk down the street, oh, let me see that show. Let me go here. Let me go there. You don't have to really plan. You can just come and let it kind of just take you on a cruise. And I just, listen, how many times am I going to say I love Vegas? I think I've been to Vegas more than any other city except New York.
Well, things find you to do here. That's for sure.
I'm just lucky we didn't play the every time Anthony says he loves Vegas, take a shot game. We'd have a lot of really drunk listeners out there today. So make sure you go to goldennugget.com, right, Holly?
Right. goldennugget.com/Las Vegas.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here, Holly. Congratulations on the return of business. And I wish you guys lots of success for 2020 and 2021, of course.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So Glenn, the only thing,
Yeah.
the only thing that I say I love more than Vegas?
What?
You.
Oh,
You knew that was coming, didn't you?
I did, but I didn't want to say it was coming. All right. Before we get going, Bogdan, you've been saying for a few times now that Romania is the most beautiful country in the world. I'm not going to say it's not, but I'd like you to prove it. Show us why you think your country is so great over there. Mary Malloy says she can't wait to get back to Vegas. I'll tell you what, and I can't wait to see you down in Miami for HOTEC. That event I'll be at Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We'll be broadcasting live on Monday and Tuesday from that. And let's see, Colleen says, and you saw Elvis, right? Anthony, did you ever see Elvis?
I am Elvis.
All right. So just like Elvis, we are set to leave the building. I want to thank you guys for being here. Remember, tomorrow's show, we're going to be doing a pre-recorded show. So while we may not be able to answer your questions, it'll be a great hour with Scott Zabella, the president of Resorts World, as well as some other key executives over there. And on Friday, I'll be broadcasting Friday Night Audit at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time from the Resorts World. So thanks, everybody. Anthony, any final thoughts before we wrap up today?
I love Vegas.
Yeah, baby. All right, everybody, take a shot. And remember, you've only got one life, so blaze on. What better place to do that than Las Vegas? Anthony?
And be kind to yourself.
All right, everybody.